about this. These two are I will try to say in Cantonese, okay? Lo Hon Jong. Lo Hon Jong. Right? Thank you. Right. I don't know how to sorry, forgive me my terrible Cantonese. But so this is called Podocarpus. Podocarpus. Macrophyllus. So macro means big, micro means small. Phyllus is the leaves. So for this is actually a conifer, right? And for a conifer, these are very large leaves for conifers. Most conifers don't have such big leaves like this. So Podocarpus macrophyllus. This can grow into a big tree, especially further north in China. It's a little bit too far south for it here. It's okay, but not as happy as it is in kind of Nanjing or somewhere like that. It can grow into a nice big, really big tree. Although there are some quite good-sized ones at Chinese University in Shatin, near Shatin. And also sometimes used as a hedge, sometimes clipped into a ball, right? It's a very versatile plant. But you'll notice here, from a design point of view, if you walk from the MTR through the tunnel, right, to the campus, and you see that mural about the history with all the photographs of the history of the university. When you get to around about 1970, you'll see the architect's drawing for these buildings. Right? So these buildings were built around 1975-ish, something like that. And you'll see a drawing of this area, and each of these square tree pits has a nice little canopy tree in it. Right? And I wasn't here in 1975. It's when I went to Cappadocia. So I never saw it. But I'm sure that these tree pits were planted with small canopy trees, and they've all died. Right? And then what's happened is that the management have come in and replanted, but not in a coordinated way. They've just replanted with whatever they happen to have, right? And so that's why you've got a real weird mix of plants in these tree pits. So we've got the Podocarpus here, and then we've got these grassy ground covers in here. And then over here we've got another shrub, and then over there another shrub, so it's all totally random. What this shows you is that it's a design failure, actually, the design failed. Whether that was because of the choice of species, or whether it was because of a typhoon damage soon after planting, or I don't know what happened to the original trees, but something obviously happened to them. This is another shrub that you'll find quite commonly around the campus. In fact, you'll find it commonly everywhere, and it's called Schefflera. So Schefflera has quite interesting leaves. This is the whole leaf, right? That's one leaf. In this case, made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaflets, right? They vary. Sometimes 6, sometimes 7, sometimes 8. It's not exactly reliable. This is called Schefflera arboricola. Arbor in Latin means tree, right? It's a shrub. So why it's called arboricola, I don't know. But the Latin names mean something, but they don't always make much sense. Although this can grow way taller than me. I mean, it can grow really quite tall. But usually grown like this and kept clipped as a shrub. It's very tough. This is this evergreen, this one, and it can tolerate shade, it can tolerate sun, it can tolerate dry conditions. So it can even grow underneath flyovers, unless the flyover is too wide that the plants don't get any rain. Right? So a very useful plant. And some people say, oh, but it's so boring. And yeah, it is boring, but it's not as boring as concrete. right? Concrete's much more boring, so I still think it has a place. It's very tough. Schefflera arboricola. And then this is flowering, so we have to look at it. And you better tell me what time, when we're running out of time, because I don't, once I start to, 10 more minutes, okay, thanks. Once I start talking about plants, I won't shut up, you see, so, unless you tell me to.